supposed to be. You know, men are supposed to be the protectors of their wives. وَجَعَلْنَا الرِّجَالَ قَوَّامًا عَلَى النِّسَاءِ. That's in Islam. So we made men the guardian or the protectors of their women. Let's not kill each other with all this bullshit. Well, you know, women's right. Well, women should be doing. No, you know. You know. I love you, women. You can have rights. You can have profession. You can become doctors and lawyers, whatever you want. But leave the stars, okay? Let me just make sure I have sound. Last time I lost a lot of time and I didn't have no sound. And I really want to do that. MashaAllah, this is ended. Now let's see what Andrew Tate is. Now David, whatever his name is, David Patrick David or Ben David Dawood. He probably Jewish, walking around as a Christian. I don't know what he is. I don't give a fuck. The whole idea is that David is saying that women should be able to sleep around. They should not be able to have just one husband. The problem is you already have that in Western society. You have women who will have, forget about the women, men. Women are the biggest dogs. They will have 3, 4 different girlfriends in different cities, no responsibilities. They will have children. Nobody's taking care of the children. Sometimes those kids, they grow up and they marry each other without ever knowing their brothers and sisters. It's a very, very crazy situation. But in Islam, when you're supposed to marry legally and have a social contract and be responsible for your children, you have to provide for the women and children and all the children have to be side by you and you are responsible 100%. They don't like that. So let's listen to what my brother, I want you to show you the difference. Because I think Patrick, he's a cock. He's a cockhole. You know what a cockhole is? It's a guy who likes people to fuck their wives. Forget it. I don't care. It's not some children shit. Okay, this is a brother. Listen how he talks. Listen. MashaAllah alayka. Bismillah.
There's no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either fucking dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser, plays video.
You see, the opposite. That guy, Patrick David said women should be able to sleep with other men. This guy saying, no, you lose value. If you're a woman and you're sleeping with other men, you have no value as a woman no more. You understand what he's saying? You devalue yourself. You know, men could have sex with other women, but they don't have the stigma of having babies of other men and different fathers. Let's see what he's got to say. I love listening to this guy. Don't agree with him 100%, but what I'm listening to him, he is better than this guy. What is his name? Patrick Ben David or Bait David. That's a cockhole. The problem is the more people have money, they become a cockhole. You know, they like, you know, they got a camera and watch
video games, or she's fucking a top G who barely texts her back. So either way, she's fucking dudes she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just gonna go out there fucking a new dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats me good enough to get my pussy. Da da da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at a bitch and go, oh. And that's the way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and sit and go, does this man truly deserve to fuck me? And if you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
Can I ask you a question? Wait.
Mind you, he's been interviewed by feminist women. You see the difference? David, Patrick David, he got interviewed by women. He just sold out. He's Muslim, a terrorist. Muslim like to have their women married. They want to marry more women, but their wives can't do the same thing. They don't let their wives sleep around. This was the crazy. That was a cockhole fucking segment. Patrick David, who sells fucking hats and he's worth $100 million, is a cockhole. Cockhole, my brothers, especially the Yemenis and the Arab community of the world. Cockhole in English means somebody who brings men to the house and have them have sexual intercourse with their wife as they watch. We remember Jerry Falwell, the biggest minister of 100,000 Christian colleges. He paid $2 million for the guy just to have his wife. This is what it's all about. This guy, this is a man's man. Andrew Tate is a man's man, man. I don't care what you say. Respect for Andrew Tate, brother. Salam Allah alayk.
So 1 second, sir, may I ask you a question? What would you say if a woman now is married to 2 men?
Haram.
Why?
Listen, this is the same thing. What would you say if a woman is married to 2 men? Listen what he has to say. Listen.
No, I'll tell you why. Let's talk about this. What is the difference between a man, let's say me, I have 4 wives, right?
Okay.
What's the difference between a man having 4 wives and a woman having 4 men?
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time.
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time, and we know who the parents are.
Ah.
So let's say you had 4 pregnancies, you know who the mother is because she's carrying the baby, and you know who the dad is.
You see what he said? This guy is operating. This guy is the Matrix, man. This guy is talking truth to power. You see how he answered that? He said, what's the difference if a man is married to 4 women? They will all get pregnant. They will know their father. But if a woman is married to 2, 3 guys, who's the father? Who's responsible? I mean,
Top G. If you had a woman with 4 men and she gets pregnant, who's the parents?
What about if...
No, I'm asking. Do
Okay,
you know?
I ask, what if they're different races? One
Answer
white,
the
one black.
question.
You don't know.
Answer the question.
You don't know. Now, modern science can come along and maybe fix that for you, but that doesn't mean it's not wrong in the eyes of God. The idea of having a family, the idea of a child being born, one of the baselines for a new life to come onto this planet is for at least to understand who the 2 people who made it are, at least. If you have a woman fucking 4...
He's saying that for a child to be born, at least he has the right to know who are the father and mother is, who's going to protect him, who is the legally mother and father. He wants to be part of the family unit, the family of the father, the mother, and the daughter and kids. That's what we need in our society. Not like that cockhold Patrick David who wants his wife to have another husband. I am prepared to marry your wife. He has mafia connection. He might get me killed.
Dudes, you don't even know who got her pregnant.
So may I just
It's
say...
disgusting.
Wait.
Have you seen the twins that had 2 different dads?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. May I just say something then? So if that is the case, yeah, if the one thing that you're meant to have is you, at least you know who the 2 people that put that child on earth are, then that's why promiscuity for men is also a problem, because they get women pregnant. Sometimes they don't even know they have children. That's haram, no?
No, it's completely different. It's different because you have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You look at humans from a societal perspective, but society has changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago, if a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job, she couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say I'm pregnant, but you've been fucked by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted. And throughout all of history, it's been so coveted because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin. I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin. Prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, Shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity or at least a low body count or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So it's a completely different thing. You're looking at the idea of a woman being pregnant and coming to a group of men and saying, one of you has to take care of me, put up with me.
You see what he's saying? Huh? He's saying that the whole idea of a woman marrying 2 people, 3 guys, she has to come and say, well, you're the father, David. You're the father, Patrick. You have to be. It's not David. It's Patrick. That's not reality. We have to understand the family unit has to be protected at all time. We have to protect the I know I'm going to sound a little right-wing here, but it's true because I want to speak truth to power. We have to protect that family structure that we have, the father and the mother, the son and the daughter, and they raise them up and they help them, and that continues throughout history. Once you break that family unit, then it becomes a free fall. It becomes everybody does whatever they want, then you have no society. Mothers, this is my true belief. The mother is the most important woman in a man's life, more than a man. Honestly, I'm going to say the truth as I can. The mother is the most important woman in a man's life. If she raises him right, he becomes productive, and he becomes successful, and his success, society benefits. Without the mother in the house that helps nourish that child and make him a full, successful man, then we have a problem here. Let's go back to the videotape.
When I'm fat and moody and annoying and I need my bills paid. And all the men are going to sit there and go, no, fuck no, prove it's mine. You can't prove it, bounce. Where it's different. If I get 4 women pregnant, we know the deal.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So obviously back then for survival, women needed a man. Otherwise, when they were pregnant, could die and all of these things, they would perish.
Yeah.
In today's society, given evolution, given the fact that as women we can go
Still
and
need
get.
men.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. Isn't there a glitch between what is actually happening and the nature of what we have in our bodies? I think that's probably the conflict that we're having right now.
Glitching what way?
In the sense that women don't feel like they need men in the most physical sense, perhaps
that's
like
right.
naturally.
It's very interesting. Women don't feel like they need men in a physical sense because life is soft, but it's bullshit. And it's bullshit because you still need men by proxy, 1, and 2, the second life gets difficult, you very quickly learn how much you need men. But women will go, I'm independent, I don't need no man because I have an OnlyFans and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men. Shut up, you fucking idiot. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on fucking men. The road you're driving on was paid by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men. And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window. Feminism goes out the fucking window the second that the snow needs shoveling, or there's a fucking broken down car, or the tire needs changing. Then all that crap vanishes. It's garbage. And this is the very interesting thing. I'll make a point here. Which is going to get canceled again, but I don't give a fuck. But this is the point. Feminism in and of itself can't be defended. The point of an idea is that it can be defended by the people who believe in it. This is what the whole point of war since the dawn of time. It doesn't matter if it was the Christians against the Hindus. It doesn't matter if it was the Germans against the French. There were people who had ideas and ideologies, and they're prepared to fight each other to defend their ideology. Feminism is an ideology which cannot be defended by feminists. The only people who can defend feminism are the men who subscribe to the garbage. If all the feminists were to get in a line and say, we want feminism, and the conservative men were to get in a line.
What he's saying is that even feminism is defended by men. He's going to give you a good example about the Afghanistan war. Go ahead.
You will learn very quickly it's bullshit. I had a friend in Afghanistan when Taliban kicked America.
Listen to this, please, listen.
And he told me, the Americans were telling the girls they could go to school. So they built all these girls' schools, and they put the Afghanistani Defense Forces there, and they funded the Afghanistan Defense Forces to protect these schools. You had American satellites, you had night vision goggles. Taliban were afraid to attack. America leaves. Now you have Afghani Defense Forces. They're basically blind. They don't have satellites anymore. Don't have night vision, whatever. So now it's a real war. The men are standing next to this girls' school. The Taliban are coming. You're some dude. You're standing there, and you're looking at this girls' school going, I don't really give a fuck if girls go to school. Bounce. and you didn't fight. So that's why they all gave up and Taliban took over so quickly. And when I said this, the girls like, yeah, they should have fought for us, feminism. Why don't the women fight? Defend their own fucking idea. You need men to defend feminism. So that's
what he's saying is that when the men ran away and protected the girls' school, and the women said, why did they protect these men? He said, why did the feminists come and fight for their cause? That means men are the cornerstone of every home. The woman is very important in the home. Now, don't get that twisted. The woman is, I think, the crown jewel of the home. But she has to let the man be a man. Women, you have to let your husband be husband. Stop talking over them. Stop undermining them. You have to let men be men. Let them be the protector of the house. You can't just treat them like shit. Come on, man.
Why the whole thing is stupid. So the second men don't defend it, it just fails as a fucking ideology. It's garbage.
May I tell you something now? So this is the thing. This is when we assume that women perhaps don't have the physical or even mental ability to go to war. Wait. Because this is the thing. For example, in Ukraine, a lot of women took up arms. And in fact, I'm Angolan. I'm Angolan. Wait, I'm Angolan. And
don't lie.
Listen,
to the people at home.
Wait, no worries. I'll talk about my personal story.
It's a lie. Ukrainian women did not fight. All the Ukrainian women, and we saw that in the beginning of the war in Ukraine. Men and children were told to leave the country, while boys over 16 were told either go fight or they're going to go to jail. Do not be a revisionist and start making all this fucking heroic women are fighting in the forefront. Look at them. He probably made some bread and butter for the community.
You wanna
No,
fight the
wait,
front
let me
line?
tell you. Let me tell you something. This is the thing. I think it's also really like silly to assume that, for example, a woman, because she didn't go to school, she'll not be as intelligent as a man. Therefore, naturally, a woman is not intelligent. No, it doesn't make sense. If we're now starting to normalize equality and we want to put everybody in the forefront, give a woman a
Who's
gun.
normalizing equality?
Well, that's what people are wanting. Then that's
People
the case.
like who?
Let me tell you,
Who wants
Auntie.
to normalize
let-
equality? People like who? Feminists. Who
No,
else?
I want. Well, actually, not equality. I want respect. That's really
Yeah,
what I
you
What's
want.
stopping you from getting respect?
No,
I love the sister. Who's stopping you? Who's stopping you?
I
No.
get respect.
I
What's stopping
get
you from getting
respect. I get respect.
but
That's
you
what I
just
want.
said
That's
you
what I
want
like.
respect.
What I think is,
You don't even know what you want.
I'll tell you what I
You don't know
want.
what you want. You want
As a
equality,
woman, I
and you want
carry myself
respect.
differently. I actually hold the things that I have done in the fights that I fought. I hold it. That's why when you speak to me, I don't move different. I move different to many of the girls. That's why when you talk to me and you argue with me, I don't take
argue
it.
with you.
You do
tell
sometimes.
you.
And
I
I'll
don't
tell you
argue.
something. A lot of women may have the accolades to be somebody, but they are uncomfortable to own that. And the reason why, then I would like to ask you, for example, I do need a man, for example, to procreate. But other than that, I'm quite strong, and I would find a way to protect myself differently. With that mentality, what would be the man that would be for me then?
Watch this.
Janava, what would you do if one of these security guards broke into your door?
What would I do?
What would
See, she said, I know how to protect myself. I know. Okay, she said, what are you gonna do if one of these security guards in the studio broke down your door? Let's see what's the answer. Not call 911. That's it. Get another guy to protect her.
Okay, I'll tell
what would
you.
you do? What would
One,
you do? No, seriously, there's no guns here.
She's a feminist.
I'll
She's a
tell you.
feminist.
No, I'm not a
She was
feminist.
sick and say, take
I'm
me.
not a feminist. I'm a bit smarter.
Okay,
Either
okay,
I'd play
these
dead.
two guys.
One. Yeah.
Okay, they see you're not dead.
It's okay.
They
No,
see
I'd
you
be like
breathing.
this, and then if not, maybe I would kind of like be very gentle and comply to find.
All right, let me let this segment go because it's gonna stay a long time. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoy Andrew Tate. I think Andrew Tate is a fucking very, very smart man. He makes some mistakes. Sometimes he overtalks, and sometimes he tells the truth. But the truth is so harsh that the woke mentality are not able to comprehend it or process it right.